Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with the wrap-up video for our Playing on a Budget. This was an exceptional showing, I guess. You got to see a turn 3 kill and a turn 2 kill with the deck. You did see the weakness, which being any sort of white weenie type strategy or any sort of life gain strategy is very hard for this deck to beat. Another hard matchup is Burn. Burn is incredibly hard. You can race it sometimes, but most of the time they have enough answers to either slow you down or they can just flat out kill you quicker than you can kill them because you are going to be shocking yourself a ton. Well, actually, I haven't tested this version against Burn. It's my other version that I play that is not a budget version using fetch lands and shock lands. And very, very normal scenario is first turn fetch land into a shock land, into a Monastery Swiftspear, into like a Gitaxian Probe, and that's already doing an obscene amount of damage. That's 5 damage that you're doing to yourself just to get a first turn Swiftspear out. So speaking of Swiftspear, I really think it's the card that's really hooking this deck together. This deck did exist a long time ago, and especially with like Abrupt Decays, the deck, I mean, an uncounterable, the only way you can get past an Abrupt Decay is like Apostle's Blessing. The old versions used to use Pact of Negation to get through any sort of other burn spell, and they tried to do like a one-turn all-in type kill, and Abrupt Decay would shut that down. But now with Swiftspear can do some damage over time. Damage each turn, it can do like 2, 3, 4 damage. And in Young Pyromancer as well makes this deck a lot more interesting. So again, you got to see if they hiccup whatsoever on their draws, this deck will do a turn 2 or turn 3 kill. Didn't get to see Nivmagus Elemental. Sometimes you go the all-out strategy with Nivmagus Elemental. You can do first turn Nivmagus Elemental, and then on the next turn, just exile all your spells, all your free spells to the Nivmagus Elemental. On one game, I had a 7-8. I believe I was going against Jund or some type of deck that I knew that just Maelstrom, Pulse, or Abrupt Decay was the only thing that was going to kill my Nivmagus Elemental. And so I went all-in strategy on turn 2 with the Nivmagus Elemental, made it a 7-8, and just started beating down each turn with a 7-8. And he had to throw Goyf after Goyf in front of it, and finally the Nivmagus Elemental got there. So anyway, I'm going to load up the non-budget version here that I've been playing that is a little more consistent, and it also has the Treasure Cruise, which I really think is another glue that holds this deck together. So this is my non-budget version. If you want to see some gameplays of this, please go check out my channel, YouTube/Rogue Deck Builder. I've got some matchups there. I'm planning on doing more. Holiday seasons are a bit busy, but I'm gonna try to do some matchups over the holidays. We have 4 Treasure Cruises. You saw how many cards go to my graveyard. Very easy for cards to go to the graveyard, especially with like slaughter packs. You have even more free spells. And I'm thinking that Simian Spirit Guide needs to be cut down in this version, because sometimes you want more cards in your graveyard, and maybe another Manamorphose is the right place. So this deck tries to get as many cards as possible in the graveyard, and then Treasure Cruise fills you back up. So it's more consistent in the fact that if they do wipe your board, you can come back and cast another guy, and then they have to take care of that guy as well. And we do have a Crimson Wisp in here that can give you the Nivmagus Elemental or the Kiln Fiend haste, which is very relevant in this type of format. And the fetch lands are the best food possible for the Treasure Cruise. So running 10 fetch lands, or I believe 9 fetch lands here, running the cheap ones, you probably would want to use some Scalding Tarns over like Wooded Foothills. And then you could probably go a basic island. But Scalding Tarns are still incredibly expensive, so Wooded Foothills and Bloodstained Mire still do the job and get a mountain, which is all of our basic lands in here. Another card with going for black, it helps you actually cast Slaughter Pact if you need to, like if you can cast it for 0 and pay the upkeep cost. Whereas if we were to play it in my budget deck, there'd be no way to pay the upkeep cost and we just lose. Tainted Strike is like your another Assault Strobe. You can do, and this is your way to get around like any sort of life gain deck. If you can just connect one time with Tainted Strike. Tainted Strike can be a little more powerful than Assault Strobe because it automatically does give the +1/+0. So on a Kiln Fiend, he becomes a 5/2 right off the bat, 5/2 infect. and it's just one more Mutagenic Growth is a kill. So you can do some crazy turn 1 kills with this deck. It is possible to do a turn 1 kill. Not very probable to do a turn 1 kill. It requires some Simian Spirit Guides, the perfect mana, and a Kiln Fiend or a Monastery Swiftspear to get the job done. And then like Tainted Strike and Mutagenic Growth to, I believe you go either Assault Strobe or it's Tainted Strike's a little more powerful than Assault Strobe. And so first turn Monastery Swiftspear, you need a Blood Crypt, a Simian Spirit Guide, and then 2 Mutagenic Growths, and then a Tainted Strike, and I believe that is 6, 7, 8. You need another Mutagenic Growth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and it would be a kill. Gitaxian Probe actually can, if it was just Mutagenic Growth, you could use Gitaxian Probe as well, and I believe that'd be enough damage. But anyway, so turn 1 kills are possible. It's one of the only ways to do it in the modern format is with this deck. I believe there is a few other decks that can do possible turn 1 kills, and then there's a number of decks like Amative Vigor and the Goryo's Vengeance that can do turn 2 kills, as well as this deck is a little more consistent to do turn 2 kills. And you do have answers like through the Apostle's Blessing and the Pact of Negation to guarantee those turn 2 kills. A lot of people say this deck's very inconsistent. I can see that. It's not as consistent as Delver, but you can win games out of nowhere. I don't know if I suggest running this at a large tournament. There's just very bad matchups. And right now with Burn being one of those bad matchups, I don't think that this is a deck I would take to a large tournament. But it's definitely something that is hilariously fun and something that I would run at an F&M. And just like that last person's comment, really? Yeah, really, this deck will do the turn 2 kills. And it's just really fun. It does take some bit of mental energy to play this. You got to know when to cast this particular spells. Know if you're blindly going into a lightning bolt, that's sometimes you got to make that call, whether is this going to win me the game right now, and do I have a possibility of coming back from the deck if I don't go for it right now, or do I just run myself right into a lightning bolt with the possibility of just flat out losing? So again, the more you play this deck, the better you'll get at it. I still feel very inexperienced with this deck. So anyway, if you want to see some Treasure Cruise in action, you can come check out my channel, YouTube/Rogue Deck Builder. I appreciate all of the comments and all the support. If you have any comments about this deck, about any cards I may be missing, feel free to put them in the comment section below. And as always, I love to interact with you guys, so please do so. This has been Kevin with GatheringMatch.com. Thanks for watching.